Welcome back. Speed continues to bring you live coverage of the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship. We just wrapped up a dramatic 450 second moto. Now it's time to bring out the 250 bikes for their second moto. And we already completed Moto 1 for this group. Let's show you the highlights. New starting line here that they debuted last year at this race. It's long, it's fast, and it's one of the Kawasaki's that's going to get up front early. Blake Baggett with the 57, going to knife to the inside on the 17, and Justin Barcia grab the lead. A couple of Yamahas, Ryan Sipes and Kyle Cunningham up there as well. A crash here for Travis Baker, tangles with Darren Durham. Durham came out on the short end of that stick, but he would recover, come back and score some points in that moto. Sipes takes the lead away from Baggett. A couple laps later, Baggett finds this line to the inside to take the lead away from Sipes. Then you've got the 17 of Barcia attacking Sipes. Sipes wasn't able to maintain that pace all the way to the end. So Barcia moving forward. Watch this 55 kid, Tommy Week, a local who is racing only this race of the 12 race championship, and he is there challenging this Sipes-Barcia battle. Sipes would get passed by Barcia for a second time, then Weeks would go by. Unbelievable what Week was able to do. Then Tyler Rattray would challenge Kyle Cunningham a little bit further forward. That would put him up into second place. Cunningham would hang on for a solid third. As for the number 15, your points leader, Dean Wilson, he had a bad start. Here he is challenging Week. He'd make the pass there, then go after Barcia. At one point made the pass, Barcia got him back, and then a mistake for the 15 here. Coming out of this corner, catches his boot in one of the ruts and goes down, and that would be the end of his charge. He would not be able to get Barcia. He'd lose a few championship points to Rattray and a few more to this man, Blake Baggett, who wins the moto. Let's give you the Moto 1 results. Baggett and Rattray continue Kawasaki's surge atop this series, but Cunningham at least was able to put his Yamaha on the podium. Barcia holds off Wilson, and let's send it down to Aaron Bates with a progressive pre-race report. Aaron?
After a great start in that first moto, Ryan Sipes is opting to sit out for this moto number 2. Ryan, can you explain to us what's going on with you?
I just really haven't felt good all outdoor season, and going in to get some blood work. It's getting bad now where I can barely finish motos, so we'll go get it checked out.
Disappointing. Hope you have the best.
Yeah, and in that first moto, he had the start.
Yeah.
And remember, he kept fading back and back and back. You're going, wait a second, something has to be wrong here.
All right, we've seen that happen to these riders before. This late in the year, they have often ground themselves to where they have nothing left, the training, the travel, and of course the racing. So Sipes, you see in the starting grid, who was our fastest qualifier today, will not be racing this moto. Let's give you the Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com keys to racing at Washougal, Jeff.
Well, tire choice to put a little bit of water down. It's hard in spots. Of course, the sun's starting to go down and all the shade. Vision's going to be really important. And be prepared for a rough track. They've worked on a little bit, but some of these ruts are getting really deep. And the suspension setup, along with the tire choice, is going to be critical here.
Moto number 2, live on Speed. Wilson on the 15 looked good going into the first turn and out of the first turn. He has the lead. Rattray is right there, and yet another good start for the 245 Honda Privateer Lance Vincent.
Where is our Moto 1 winner, Pro Circuit teammate here, Blake Baggett?
Over on the left side, looks like it's about 5th or 6th, and you've got Tyler Rattray looking to challenge Wilson right now. Vincent, he has proven he's not scared to go after the big names of this class, and he's trying to challenge Rattray for second at the moment.
I'm telling you, Weege, these guys are fired up right now. There is this tremendous battle brewing between the Pro Circuit Kawasaki teammates. Okay, they've kept it really clean. They've kept it, racing each other fair, but we're 5 races from the end of the championship. It's really close. It's coming down to it. It's going to be time for these guys to just start, getting after it and not really caring what the other riders think.
I think Lance Vincent doesn't care what the other riders think. He's looking to get in between two of the riders battling for this championship. Here he goes. Working the edge of the track, Jeff.
Trying to get to the inside of Rattray. Gets on the binders and gets that inside groove. Now Vincent, remember, well, let's look at this replay here on the left. This is the start during turn 2, and
oh, big tangle up there.
Big pile up. That looks like Eli Tomac is in there. I'm not quite sure which rider it was. Looks like another Honda rider that,
Meanwhile, we go back to live action, and Rattray makes a mistake, and Lance Vincent has moved up into second. Now Rattray's immediately going to strike back and take Vincent a little bit wide.
This gets the heart rate pumping quickly. This is Moto 1, no time to get used to the track, to settle in. It is just straight skyrocketing and maxing out here with 27 minutes plus 2 laps to go.
Now Vincent was riding for the Geico Honda team a few weeks ago as a replacement for the injured Will Hahn. Hahn is back, so Vincent is back to his original privateer team, the Moto Innovations Ankle Saver squad, and he is riding well.
Well, Vincent started the championship with Moto Innovations.
Yes.
After the second round, right, or at the second round,
Yep.
went to Geico for a while, and now here for 2 races back with the privateer team. So, and he got great starts and has really performed fairly equal on both teams.
Then you got Gareth Swanepoel from South Africa on the DNA Shred Sticks Star Racing Yamaha in the number 4 spot. Barsha is 5th, and we do not see Blake Baggett in this battle. Says he was 9th at the end of this lap that they just completed, so he has gone a little bit backwards off of the start. He was about 6th. Here's Barsha going after Swanepoel. Behind them, you got Nick Paluzzi on the Rockstar Suzuki. Big drop-off jump here. Barsha going to try to make a move on Swanepoel there. Not going to happen.
Track goes into a one-line situation here at the bottom of the Lucas Oil ski jump. They've changed the configuration of this race course over the years. Certain sections in the woods they would change up from year to year, but big differences there on the middle part of the track. Of course, the legendary Chuck Sun jump is no longer there. A massive tabletop. We're way back in 81 or 82. The local hero, factory Honda rider Chuck Sun has a throttle stick, and he goes flying, 1,000 feet in the air and has a pretty good get off. But
got the Chupacabra sighting here. 57 Blake Baggett. This is almost a more comfortable position for him. He gets around Paluzzi, also battling with the 23 of Davalos. But Baggett has done a lot of damage coming through traffic this year. He was out front for nearly the entire first moto. He's going to have to launch one of those charges from the back now. I believe that'll put him into 7th. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, just behind the Rockstar Suzukis, you see very colorful riding gear here on the black and yellow bike. That's Malcolm Stewart, James Stewart's younger brother, who's been a real star of that Armas Suzuki City team this year. Put in some great rides.
Yeah, he is a rookie first year as a professional. Younger brother of James Stewart, who won a bunch of championships in this class. Going back almost a decade ago now. Hard to believe, actually Stewart's been around that long.
Patented a move here, the Bubba Scrub.
Rattray has shrugged off the challenge from Vincent and caught back up to Wilson. Last week it was like we had a 12-foot-long Kawasaki. These two were hooked together for almost the entire race day at Millville, and they're about in that position again today.
Okay, look, I know there's a lot of time left, but I'm going to plant the seed, Jason, right now.
All right, Farmer.
In this situation with Baggett has now moved up to 7th. Okay, if these guys finish in this order, it is finally going to be Wilson that would be able to nab the overall with this moto win. So he really has his destiny in his own hands right now, because the 2-2 of Rattray would bring him up just a couple points short.
All right, we'll keep our eye on that. That's their overall battle. You still have Vincent back there in 3rd, Swanepoel 4th, Barsha 5th. Rattray caught right up to Wilson, and then Wilson gained about 0.3 of a second on him last time around. Go ahead, Jeff.
Wait a second. Pro Circuit Kawasaki is the dominant powerhouse of this class here.
Yeah.
This is a privateer Honda right here.
Yes. Yes, that's the one.
He's hanging with them, folks.
That's the one who's challenging them right now, yeah.
he's close to getting the roost off the back of Rattray's bike. So I know we're only 7 minutes into this race here, but still a great start here to Moto 2 for Lance Vincent and that privateer Honda.
Let's see how long he can hang with them all the way to the end, or is he about to succumb to some heat from Swanepoel and Barsha, who are right there. And Vincent, by the way, is a rookie as a professional, definitely making a name for himself, putting in hard laps like this.
When you see the track here, as you get down into that left-hander, there's some serious braking bumps going in.
And let's give you some GoPro footage, show you what it's like to be on board. The GoPro cam on Will Hahn's Geico Honda. What's this like, Jeff?
Well, it's great. You hit this double, rutted double, and look how the shadows change right here. That's what the rider is seeing. It's
nothing.
Virtually, yeah. It takes you a lot of concentration and focus to get through those sections at that speed.
All right, that's what they are all dealing with right now, late in the day at Washougal. Welcome back to Washougal, Washington. Dean Wilson leading the way here. At Wednesday night, the car show to Adam Carolla is all new. It's man versus machine. This is going to be good. The guys are going to take on a computer-controlled BMW at Laguna Seca. So don't miss the car show Wednesday night at 10 Eastern, only on Speed.
That's your favorite show now, right?
It's climbing the ranks very quickly. I know it's a new one, but I'm digging it. And maybe the only thing I like better is this show right here. And we're bringing some excitement, too, because Dean Wilson is riding well, but Tyler Rattray, you can see him back there in the 28, just close enough. And if Wilson makes a mistake, Rattray can take advantage. Looks like Swanepoel has gotten around Lance Vincent and has put his Yamaha up into a podium position. And I believe that would be the first ever podium for him in the U.S. Now Vincent has got to deal with the 17 of Barcia. They are scrapping for it right now for fourth.
Wow, look at Barcia really charging in on the outside there. That was a nice move for the position, and Vincent, no time to rest. Now he has Blake Baggett, Chupacabra, on the move, coming out of the woods.
Oh, interesting.
That's where they live, right?
And he goes right by, and Vincent, well, what happened there?
Uh-oh, Vincent now, has a problem.
Oh, no.
Either with his body language tells me that there's something, this is something to do with him, not the bike. Okay. He's a little bit crouched over. We'll follow up on that. Maybe Aaron can get a word.
Oh, man.
Find out what's up.
All right, so Vincent losing all those positions that he fought so hard for early in this race. Baggett's going to keep fighting as well. He is up to fourth, and the gap between Barcia, who is fourth, and the leaders is 11 seconds. So I don't know, even if Baggett can even make a pass for this position, I don't know if he would have time to try to challenge his teammates for the moto win like he got in Moto 1.
I'll tell you what, Jason, there in AMA motocross, especially in second moto, lap times seem to get stretched out. The guy that's having a good day is turning to fast lap times. Wilson leading the race at 2:15, well, at 2:16, let's call it. All the way back to 11th, which is Cunningham, is a 2:18. So there's only 3-second lap time difference. That's pretty close, deep through the field right here. All these riders turning in great lap times. That's why this class, especially at this racetrack, is so competitive and the racing is so close.
Baggett is close, right behind Barcia and looking to make a pass in a hurry. Here's one of those drop-away jumps, positioning himself on the outside.
Here it is, knowing here in the late in the second moto that first left-hander, when you come down off the Lucas Oil ski jump, that inside rut gets a little deep, and if you are brave enough to go to the outside and take a chance, okay, you can find a smooth line out there, and that's definitely going to be a passing spot that Baggett's going to be looking forward to next lap around if he needs it.
Right behind Barcia, big left-hand corner coming up here. Baggett's going to enter on the outside. Barcia goes out there as well. Baggett cuts back to the inside. He is all over the track.
He's got the drive right now. You see him downshift as he comes through here. Can he carry some more momentum to the inside?
And this is a tough spot to make moves. There's not much room. And Barcia is able to take advantage of that and hold him back.
Looked like Baggett had the spot. He might have jumped past him here through the whoop section.
Across the start-finish line we go, and Baggett does have the spot. Barcia going to try to come back around the outside. Here we go. Oh, and Baggett just edges him out.
Oh, you could tell Baggett was going to run it in there hard, but those braking bumps were just too much for him as the Geico Honda was just kind of huck-a-bucking around. He just could not get a straight, good braking drive into there, and Baggett takes the spot.
Davalos 23, staying close to those two. Then you got Alex Martin on the 46 and Stewart on the 139, Malcolm Stewart. And so we're seeing a good mix of factory supported bikes and some privateer machines.
Yeah, look on the left side by the left foot peg on Stewart's bike. He's got something. It looks like something is hanging down, whether it's part of a tough block cover or something.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to be, part of some banners or whatnot. Doesn't seem to be holding him back right now. But the 46 of Alex Martin, lately, this kid has been on fire. Unbelievable rides, especially last week at his home race at Millville.
Well, he finished in the top 5 there, then, in theory, you start going out, well, it's his home track, his parents own the place, he knows it well. But here he is, 7th.
Parents don't own this
They don't
place.
own this one. It's on the opposite end of the country. Although, by the way, this track does have some history. The son of the track owners here, Ryan Huffman, he had some great motos at this facility.
So, a lot of the local riders, Jason McCormick had great rides here. We've seen Tommy Week, the first moto here.
Yep.
Use that local knowledge. It's the type of soil here, and when you really have a feel for the slippage and the lack of traction here and the flow of this track, use it to your advantage once it comes pro day here for AMA Motocross.
What Martin is feeling right now is some pressure from Malcolm Stewart, and that is a battle for 7th and 8th, while Wilson's gap, he and Rattray are matching each other lap for lap. It's still 2.9 seconds. Well, this is what happens when your team is dominating the championship standings. When the Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki team goes for an autograph signing, they go in style in the stretch limo, and the fans show up in droves to see them. This is something that happens on Friday nights before these races almost every weekend, Jeff.
Yeah, you get a chance to, the fans get a chance to see their favorite riders come out, visit the dealer. Lots of good stuff, and, get Dean Wilson's autograph.
Yeah, and you might be getting the autograph of a man who's going to possibly win a moto, maybe even an elusive overall.
No. He doesn't win overalls. He gets seconds.
Just not his style. He'll just hand it over.
Hey, he would like to, and I tell you, to add to the success of this team, this combination between Pro Circuit and Kawasaki have more than 4 times as many overall wins as the next closest competitor, and almost twice as many as all the other manufacturers combined.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's been pretty successful. And Dean Wilson, even though he's got the red plate, you see, and he's leading the championship, he's not getting the overalls. That means he's not getting maximum points. He's been the most consistent, okay? But he's also missing out on dollars, because as a rider, you get bonuses for winning motos and especially for winning overalls. And in the record books, they count your overalls. In Supercross, Motocross had 37. They didn't count how many seconds I got.
Yeah, or just moto wins. Hey, let's check out the progressive whole shot replay here, Jeff.
Look at this, a couple of PC bikes up there, some Yamahas. And as they come around turn 2 this time, it was Dean Wilson, and he's been able to hold on the whole way. Rattray is right there stalking him, as he always does, but this track has not been the type of track where, like last week, where Rattray could really pour it on.
Well, what's changed here is this track is actually getting faster as the moto goes on. At one point, they were low 217 lap times. Wilson busted it into the 216s. Rattray matched that. So now Wilson has gone into the 215s, and Rattray has matched that. 2.5 seconds is the gap. So Wilson is riding phenomenally well.
That was a close
so is
one
Rattray.
right
Yeah,
there.
that was a
little
close one.
slippage, and that's the thing. We miss some of those sometimes, and then you hear the rider on the podium go, well, I had a couple of big ones out there. That means a couple of big mistakes, and hey, but nobody saw it. But I tell you what, we are seeing right here is Swanepoel.
Yeah.
Fantastic effort here for this Yamaha team.
Let's see if he can keep the 57 of Baggett at bay. Martin Davalos has been riding phenomenally in this moto. The Ecuadorian on the Rockstar Suzuki, and Alex Martin has gotten around Justin Barcia. So Martin up to 6th, Barcia in 7th, Malcolm Stewart in 8th. So once again, if anyone thought that the only reason Martin ran well last weekend is because that's literally his home track where he lives.
That's the thing of the past.
Yeah,
This
he's
kid's
matching
for real.
it. Matching it here.
Got a lapped rider down there, right in the main line. Everyone's trying to scramble. You come around that corner, and if you didn't have your head up enough, you weren't looking forward enough, looking ahead, it would kind of catch you by surprise. But Martin has been awesome. I really like what I'm seeing, and I believe he's got a pretty fast little brother too, right?
Yeah, one of the top amateur riders who I think will be pro maybe 2013 would be my guess. I think he's still in the intermediate class, so maybe an expert next year. So we could have 2 Martin brothers out here doing some battle. Barcia slipping backwards a little bit, but honestly for Barcia, he has had a tough time the last couple weeks just staying off the ground.
He's had a tough time ever since he wrapped up the East Coast Light Supercross Championship. Really, since then, it's been just a struggle all the way around. Has a virus, mononucleosis. Of course, in the summertime, as you're being depleted, your body is, you know, all the energy being taken out of it, and you have this virus where you're trying to recover. He decided to race through the whole situation here and not take time off that the doctors recommended.
Yeah, and he has unfortunately taken some bumps and some bruises during that time of racing. Broke his nose last week in Minnesota. Still suited up and raced the second moto and still come out here and race today. Malcolm Stewart, though, doesn't care about any of that. No sympathy, no empathy from him. He just wants to take the position away. See the mechanics glued to the live scoring there because it is still close for all these positions. Stay with us. Let's check in on the number 55, Tommy Week, who is a local here in Washington. Oh! And I think we jinxed him by putting the camera on him. He tips over. He was under pressure from Will Hahn. They were battling for 14th and 15th. Tommy finished 6th in Moto 1.
Yeah, and Musquin from France got by. Tomac is just behind him. So that's going to put him in 17th. And Brock Tickle, who started way outside of the top 20, maybe even outside of the top 30, is going to be just behind them and just inside the top 20.
And Week is actually the brother-in-law of one of the track owners here, Ryan Huffman. He's the son of the track owners, is Ryan. So certainly Week has some local knowledge. After the 6th in Moto 1, he said hopefully that'll get some attention from the team. Maybe he'll get enough money to go to some more races. But for now, he's only going to be here at Washougal. Got the 19 of Tomac going by. There's Week. And then the 20 of Brock Tickle. And unfortunately for Tickle and Tomac, this has been the way their season has gone. Anytime they build some momentum, then they seem to have a bad race, which when this series began, we thought that those two might have been front runners. They were front runners in Supercross. Here is Tickle making a move on Week. That'll move Tickle up. But
I tell you, when you think about Tickle, it's got to be frustrating because he won the championship, and now his 3 teammates, he's just not even close to him right now in this championship.
All right, this is key here as Baggett has closed in on Swanepoel, and this could affect the overall win today when we calculate both motos together. Baggett is in 4th right now. He won moto number 1. He passes Swanepoel. I think that might be enough to give him the overall if Tyler Rattray can't get around Wilson.
Yeah, that's right, Weege. I made that mistake. I was thinking Wilson was 3rd the first moto, but he was actually 4th. I'm sorry, 5th,
yeah,
which would give him
5
5 points.
So Baggett needs to get around Swanepoel, though it's not just for the overall, it's also points. But his mechanic, Sean Irwin, does put on the board, need him. So he's got to get the 387. Time is running out. You see the clock at the top of the screen, 2 minutes, and then 2 laps to go.
Here it is, the drag race. Whoa! Leaving the horsepower down there. Baggett not backing off.
Gonna try the outside.
Swanepoel, he's hip to that. He just pushed him out just a little bit, but look, relentless right here. Baggett is not letting off one bit.
And still can't make the move. So Tyler Rattray, who's looking at 2 second-place finishes today, for the moment could also be looking at an overall win. But for how long? Because here comes Baggett again.
Here's this outside. Look at this line right here. Baggett just finding a smooth line around. Made the pass easy and pulls a couple of bike links just in that tight section. You notice Baggett take a look to his right, too. He wants to see who's next in line and just how far out front Rattray would be. And that's going to be a good 15 seconds in front. So with such little time, 3rd may be as far forward in the standings that he can reel in, but it should be good enough for the overall, especially after my bad math earlier in this moto. Wilson really with the 5th in Moto 1 really has no shot at the overall at this point.
Hey, we didn't hire you for your math skills. Don't worry. Whoa, rider just goes straight off the track there. That was a rider who was going a lap down. I don't know if he missed the line or didn't see the line or if he had a bike problem or what, but just went straight off. Let's go back to Baggett here across the line. They just missed. Time has not expired, so we will have 3 laps to go.
Watch this here. Looks like the 707 Gets cross-threaded a little bit right there, right in front, and just misses that tree to his right.
Alex Milliken from Texas. Wow, a long way to get here and a long way to get back on the track after going off there. All right, so Baggett is up to third, and that may change the overall, but Tyler Rattray is still going after a moto win. Stay with us. On the next American Trucker, Rob tests his mettle by working a full shift for an independent trucking company and then hits the road in search of 60 vintage big rigs. Don't miss American Thunder Thursday night at 10 Eastern on Speed. Blake Baggett is in third in this moto and may win the overall, but it all comes down to who wins this moto. It could change everything. Dean Wilson on the 15 is leading it. Behind him is Tyler Rattray on the 28. If Rattray can get Wilson, he'll win the overall for the day, but it is not going to be easy. Wilson has ridden a phenomenal race, and it is a 3-second gap between the 15 and the 28 right now.
Well, Rattray has been so close. I mean, he's basically paced Wilson the whole way through. Last lap around was really the first lap in a while where their lap times differed. Wilson was about a second quicker. That gave him a 3.8 second lead. Now at the end of this whoop section that Rattray is getting ready to enter will be the finish line, and you see the 2-lap board up there on the right-hand side of the screen. Here comes Wilson. I believe that Rattray has tightened it up.
And now we're down to the white flag. He has tightened it up.
3.8 to 1.3 seconds. Rattray starting to pour it on. He wants the overall here.
Rattray just ran a 2:15 lap where Wilson went 2:18. Who's going to dig down the deepest here, Jeff?
Look who we got in front. We got some lapped riders. The next one around is Moore, the 140. See how he's kind of right there in the scramble.
Wilson was able to clear him. Rattray was not. But now Rattray gets him. We're going to hook back on near the starting line. This is going to be exciting here on this final lap. The overall hanging in the balance. And in addition, championship points, which are at a premium now. It has been so close between these two for the points lead all year long. And we've only got a few races to go after this.
Yeah, they're getting ready to lap number 70. That's Tapia. You see he's out of the way there, off to the far left, out of the racing line.
Oh, Rattray's right there. Manages to get around Tapia and not lose too much ground to Wilson.
He's pushing hard right here. Rattray has been so fired up. Earlier today for first practice, Rattray was the first one up there all alone with his bike. He could not wait to get out on the track today. Just so much intensity and excitement out of the South African.
But he's got to try to find an area to make a pass. He is definitely close enough to do it. But he was close in the first moto last week at Millville, Minnesota, and Wilson held him back. Can Rattray get him this time, or will Wilson hold him off? Side by side.
The heat is on, Weege. This is it for the overall.
And the fans come back to life here. We're going to race it all the way down to the checkered flag. The last moto of the day. We've brought you 4 live motos on U.S. television today. And here's Mitch Payton, the team manager for this squad. He will not pick a favorite on his team for sure. He just hopes they don't run into each other. Time's running out on Wilson. We've only got one more section before we get to the finish.
Wilson executed this last section perfectly. He made a little mistake here earlier in the moto. No problems this time, but he does choose to get out of the way of the lap rider.
It's the last turn, Jeff, the last turn. Rattray couldn't make it happen. We're going to go across the whoops. Who can get through quicker? And it's Dean Wilson with a clutch moto win here at Washougal.
0.6 seconds in front of Rattray.
Unbelievable. And Rattray finishes second. And I think that might give the overall to this man, Blake Baggett, with a first and a third on the day. That edges out 2 seconds, which is what Rattray would have. And another day, another race, it's too darn close to call one between the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki riders. There is no way you can make a prediction on which one of these 3 is going to win this championship at the end of the year. Amazing parity in this 250 class. And there's the mechanic for Baggett, Sean Irwin. I think they think that they have got this one. Got to give Wilson credit, though. What a run to hold off Rattray down the stretch.
Yeah, so Wilson once again fails to get the overall, but what a ride here.
Yeah, what a bounce back after a tough first moto. So Wilson has got to win. Rattray was close. Baggett's your overall winner. Welcome back to Washougal. Let's give you the Lucas Oil race recap and show you how the second 250 moto today turned out. Maybe no surprise, here was Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki's with good starts. See the green bike's out front, the 15 of Dean Wilson, your series points leader. That's why he has the red plate, and the bike is out front in this one. Blake Baggett, meanwhile, had a bad start, but he makes this move on the 387 of Gareth Swanepoel to get to third, and that will be enough to give him the overall victory. But the moto win would come down to the wire. This is the last lap. Tyler Rattray right there on Dean Wilson. Last turn, Rattray in the 28 can't find a drive, and the 15 of Wilson hangs on. Great race by both Rattray and Wilson. Let's send it down to Aaron with our overall winner, Blake Baggett.
I was the first to inform Blake that you won the overall. Blake, what was going through your mind? You lost traction, you went down, and here you are, you win the overall.
Yeah, I literally had no clue what place I got. I thought I was somewhere between 4th to 8th, and it was just, you couldn't see anything out there. The shadows are really bad, and hey, I won it. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know. But I got to give it up to my team, Monster Energy, Pro Circuit, Kawasaki, Parts Unlimited, Thor, Vans, Volcom, Traxxas, SoCal Super Trucks, Kurt Henderson for helping me out on my starts, my mom, my dad, my trainer, Alden Baker, my girlfriend. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here, and it's kind of nice to have a 2-week break, and I won it. That's weird. I didn't even know it. I don't know how that worked out. So.
Congratulations on a well-deserved victory.
Hey, even the riders get confused on the math sometimes. Let's show your Toyota upcoming schedule. All of your 250 class races on speed, second motos. We'll have 2 weekends off. We'll go to Unadilla, another weekend off, and then it's a stretch run. Southwick, Massachusetts, Steel City and Delmont, Pennsylvania, just outside of Pittsburgh, and then Pala in California, outside of San Diego. That's going to wrap up your series. That's your Toyota moving forward schedule. We will move back to the podium when we come back to talk to Tyler Rattray and Dean Wilson. Welcome back to Washougal. Earlier in our show, Trey Canard and the American Honda Racing factory ride had a brutal crash here on Horsepower Hill. Watch the red bike, the 41. He's running in fourth, challenging Ryan Dungey. This was a tough one, Jeff.
Just catches the front wheel and he hits the ground really hard here. That was a fast section.
Trey has been taken to a local hospital for observation. He was complaining of pain in the same leg that he broke a few months ago, coming back from a broken femur. So certainly we hope for the best for him. Let's give you the results here in 250 Moto 2 at Washougal. Guess what? 1, 2, 3, Kawasaki again. Wilson, Rattray, Baggett. Swanepoel, another one of the Yamahas, the next one to challenge. Fourth, Davalos and Martin. Great runs for them. Let's send it back down to the podium and Aaron Bates.
It was a battle all the way down to the checkered flag, and Tyler, you gave it everything that you had out there today. You mentioned that this track is so slick and so deceiving. Did it come down to traction control today?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, it's a very technical track, this, and I felt good that second moto. You know, I was sitting behind Dean, and he pulled away a little bit, and I was struggling a bit with lines, and managed to sort it out at the end, and yeah, it was just too late. But just got to thank all the guys from Monster Energy, Pro Circuit, Kawasaki, Parts Unlimited, Thor, Vans, Volcom, my wife, my parents, just Alden Baker, everyone. Thank you.
Congratulations on a job well done today, and enjoy your 2-week break.
Okay, here is the math. The overall goes to Baggett by 1 point. Rattray, if he had been able to make that pass on Wilson, would have won the overall. Just came up short. Wilson, a great job salvaging third overall after a tough first moto. And another fourth overall for Kyle Cunningham. Just keeps making it happen, and that is 5 out of 8 races this year where the Pro Circuit team has swept the podium overall. Let's send it back down to Aaron.
A phenomenal ride by Dean Wilson. Dean, it was almost as though you were out there riding angry after moto number 1.
Oh, definitely. I was taking my frustrations out. I mean, the first moto was just such a disappointment. My start was terrible. I failed once, you know. We just didn't get in my groove, you know. So that second one, I was fired up. Like, sorry for language, but I was pissed. And I just wanted that one so bad. And Tyler was on it. And then the last couple laps, I was kind of hitting some lappers. And he was really on me. But, you know, I told myself I came this far. I'm not going to let him by now. So, you know, I fought for it. And took the second moto win, so you know it was nice. Have a little bit of break. I'd like to thank all the boys: Monster Energy, Pro Circuit, Kawasaki, Thor, Dunlop, Parts Unlimited, my mechanic Paul, my dad watching at home, my mom, mechanic Sam, Vans, Volcom, Toyo Vescondito. Thank you.
Let's give you the series standings in this 250 class. Dean Wilson still hanging on, but Blake Baggett is right back in it. Tyler Rattray right behind him. I don't know what else to say. We've been saying it all year, how great this championship battle is. So I'll just say it again, it's great.
I mean, those 3 guys are pulling away. They're almost 100 points ahead of 4th place, but yet only 4 separate them.
Yeah, so it's a close race behind it. I think it's safe to say that one of these Kawasaki riders is going to win the title. Hey folks, so glad you could join us for back-to-back live motos on Speed here from Washougal. Congratulations to our overall winners, Ryan Dungey and Blake Baggett. We got a 2-week break, and then we'll be back with more motocross. For Aaron Bates and Jeff Emig, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for joining us for Speed's live coverage from Washougal.